No team in the A-Sun is playing a better brand of soccer right now than the EKU Colonels. With only 3 regular season games remaining, the Colonels appear to be hitting their stride at the right time. In the latest episode of the Kickin' It with the Colonels podcast, we sit down with 4 members of the EKU women's soccer team to talk the 2024 season and much more.
Delighted to have EKU Women's Soccer on the podcast here today. We are joined by Tiatianna Jones, Gretta Gunn, Carmen Combs, and Rachel Robinson. Thanks so much for tuning us in here this evening. Ladies, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
So right now when we're filming this, it's your all's fall break. I'm sure that's certainly welcome for you all, right? To get a couple days off class. What have you all been doing during fall break?
Soccer,
yeah.
practice.
just break from classes, no break from soccer.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were able to maybe sleep in. Did that happen? No. Did soccer get in the way of that?
One day. We got one day off.
Yeah, I have Monday off, but that's it.
What are your favorite things to do when you have a day or two off classes like that? When you don't have soccer?
I study all day, every day.
Academic weapon. I sleep.
Yeah.
I sleep.
Me too.
I go home and take a nap.
So we had some of your former teammates on the podcast last year. It was Allison, Carly, Melanie, and Maya, I think, was on the podcast last year. When you're kind of talking about this program, how much do players like that, the former players that have come through this program, lay the foundation for what you all are trying to do?
I think it's huge. I think it's big to take away like the good things that they laid down for us, and we can keep building on them, because I think over the past 4 years we've been here, like our program has changed so much, and I think a huge part of that was the class from last year. So it's been good to just build on that and take what we loved and maybe change some things that we didn't like too much.
Yeah, you all agree?
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like they also opened a door for us to kind of step into, like, they got it open for us, they had the key and kind of unlocked it, and then we were able to kind of just open the door and walk right in. Like, we're on our way to a winning season, which will be our, second or third winning season? Yeah, so it's like those little things, they're like the stuff that, like, the classes before us done, and, like, we're just kind of following in their footsteps.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll ask this question and kind of go around, but it seemed like just a little over 2 months ago the season started, and now you all just celebrated Senior Day. Does it seem like it's been that fast for you all that have actually been in all the practices and all the games?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, it's hard to believe it's like almost over.
And for the 3 who went through Senior Day, what was that moment like for you all, just to be able to go out there for your final regular season home game? What did that moment mean for you all?
Surreal for me.
It was really
still
special.
haven't wrapped my head around it.
It's like something that you the past 3 years just like see everybody go through, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's going to be me one day. And then when you're actually in that position, it's like, I cannot believe this is happening.
As a freshman, you're like, man, this feels like forever away.
Yes.
Then you snap your finger and it's here. What about that moment for Claire? That was
amazing.
I was getting emotional.
She really, that was amazing for her.
How much does she mean to that team? And even though she's not been able to play the last couple of years, you could tell how much she means to this team.
Yeah, I feel like she's like our rock, just like always there, and she's so positive. Even she's faced so much adversity, but she's just handled it with such grace, and just to be able to play with her one last time and to be able to be in the same uniform again was amazing.
And Rachel, that'll be you here in a couple of years.
Oh, yes.
And now, as we were kind of touching on briefly, if all goes according to plan, it won't be your last home game, though potentially could have some in the A-Sun Conference tournament. What would that mean for this team to be able to play a conference tournament game on your home pitch?
I mean, it's history.
That'd be crazy.
To do it.
I think just for like the city of Richmond and like the community support has been amazing. To be able to have that home game would just be amazing.
because you all draw huge crowds game in and game out at home. It's the following is there. It's really good to see how these fans have supported. What do you think has been the biggest difference between some of the teams that you all have been on in the past? I know, Rachel, that's only one team for you, but what do you think has been the biggest difference between this year's team and a team that you've been on in the past year at EKU?
I think that the support between us, like, I feel like in past years, not that it's been a negative environment, but like here we're just like, we're so intentional about building each other up and like making that a priority that we support each other and we encourage each other no matter what happens on the field and off the field.
How important were the non-conference games to get you to where you wanted to be? Because you don't shy away from any non-conference opponents. How important were those?
I'd say they were extremely crucial. Just thinking about even Vanderbilt, like obviously the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but just the level and the intensity that we were able to play with, and just stick with that competition. Like I think that was really just eye-opening for us to see like how far we can push ourselves and what level we can get to.
And the start was not the way you wanted it, 0-3. But can you all pinpoint anything where maybe the tide turned a little bit? Was it one particular game, one particular play? Can you all pinpoint anything that where the maybe say, hey, I've got it now and we can get this thing rolling for every one of you all? Maybe it was something in your game too.
I don't know. I mean, I felt like non-conference was just so up and down, honestly. And I think that once we got to conference, it kind of clicked. And I think that because we went through the up and downs, it made us stronger going into conference. And once we hit conference, we're like, all right, we got to get it together. And we did. And it's been so good to see how we started the beginning of the season and how we've been ending.
Take us inside the locker room now, because wins, as you all know, are definitely earned at this level. How does the team celebrate a win?
The locker room is crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of water baths and the water bottles.
A lot of dancing.
Yes.
Got like LED lights going.
Who does the dancing that shouldn't be doing the dancing?
Carmen. Karma, Emma, and then like Payne are like, I would say, the main force behind the dancing.
Yeah.
And then everyone else just follows. And like some people have certain songs that like when they play that song, like that person is in the middle and they're dancing. And you don't really have any other choice but to dance. But it's fun.
You stop everything you're doing.
Yeah, it's just like, get over here, like you're dancing right now.
Yeah. What about the team chemistry on this team? It feels like when watching your all's games, it feels like you all have that togetherness. How do you build that, and what makes the team chemistry on this team so strong? And each one of you can answer this.
I feel like it was really like a lot of like the upperclassmen. We didn't have our normal summer like we usually do. We usually come back in like early July and we have all summer spent with each other. We didn't get that opportunity. We came back in August and we had a game 8 days later. So it was like we kind of got to get to know each other and get to know each other quick. But it took a lot of like us like, hey, like everybody come over like right now, like kind of like forceful bonding. But I mean, in the end, like it worked out. Like we're all like best friends, and it's like once we have like that first encounter with that first year, and like they know like we're not scary singers that you see like on TV and stuff. Like we're just normal girls, and like we love each other. So I think that was like the main thing for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say we truly are like best friends, and it's not just like go to practice in the morning and then like leave and I don't talk to you for the rest of the day. Like it's like we're hanging out all day and like doing things, and like that definitely I think translates to on the field as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're so inclusive. Like it doesn't matter if you're a senior or you're a first year, like we'll hang out together. Like it's just so different with our program than other programs that I've seen or heard about, and what we have is really special.
Yeah, I agree with everything they said. I think maturity also goes into it as well. In previous years, like even just last year, it'd be really hard to receive criticism or give criticism in a way that is like, hey, I care about you and I care about how our team does. So like, let's all work together. But now everyone is extremely forgiving. There's always like thank yous, good job on the field. Like it's just an amazing atmosphere.
That means a lot. Yeah. And I promise this is not a loaded question. What's it like to play for Matt Kozanuk? Nobody always wants to take this first.
I've known Matt for probably like 7 or 8 years.
In the Cincinnati area,
yes, I was
assistant
before he was the
at
head coach here. He was at UC, and so when I was being recruited by UC, literally in like 8th grade, like I was like, this was before all the recruiting stuff was like changed, but he was talking. I was just shy and awkward and weird, but he was like, come look here, and I was like, okay. He's cool. I think he's very like, he wants to see us grow as people, not just soccer players. So it's like, if you make a mistake, like how can we learn from that, and how can that translate to life off the field, and even like when we all graduate. And he is a really good recruiter because he truly has brought in like my best friends.
Nobody else wants to touch this, do they?
I would say it's fun. He does a lot of things that like aren't funny, but we think are funny. Like he'll always try to,
like what?
He'll try to show us something and then injure himself. I'm like, oh, you're so old. But like it's just like it's like any coach, honestly. Like if like you look at it as like strictly business, then it will become strictly business. Like we're a family, like we say that and like we mean that. So like he truly treats us like we are part of the family, and like everything he says is out of love. So like if you come here and you're strictly business, like I'm here to play soccer and that's it, then this probably is the best family for you, because like we're here to have fun, like we're here to pick each other up on our bad days, and like he leads by example with that. So I think it's fun. Don't tell him I said that.
Tell him to cut this part
I know,
out.
he's gonna watch it back.
He's gonna watch it back like every night. Like,
Remember you said this one
I
time.
know he's gonna quote you on that. Go track that like quote. Yeah.
One of the traits that I've noticed about seem like Coach Kozanuk, just from my vantage point, is he doesn't let the highs get too high and he doesn't let the lows get too low. Am I accurate in that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we had a conversation about that literally today.
Literally this morning.
Well, hey, I wasn't even in the locker room.
I
What? Tell us how your soccer journey started. Each one of you. Started at an early age.
Go ahead. Yeah, I started when I was 4. I'm a young 03, so everybody was 5 and I was 4. So I've always been the younger one on the team. Me and Tiana are the youngest in our class, so shout out the babies. But yeah, I grew up playing club, normal childhood. My dad was the coach, and I was a center back actually at the time.
Ooh.
I was a brick wall.
Ooh.
Okay, not to toot my own horn, but I was a brick wall. And then it wasn't until I was like 13 I got to club, and they're like, "You're not a center back." And so they switched my position, and I was like really mad. I wanted to quit. And I was like, "I'm a center back," and they're like, "No, you're a forward." And now I play college soccer as a forward, so clearly they were right. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm from New England, so like soccer is like pretty big up there. So I don't know how I made my way down here, but yeah, I was like, I don't want to stay in New England. I want to experience soccer other places, and like even in the West, like in the Midwest, I should say, it's like completely different than how soccer is in New England. So that was a fun experience for me, and yeah.
Well, you're the first player, I don't know if you know this or not, first player in program history from Connecticut.
Oh, that's cool. Did I get like a medal for that?
Yeah, you should. A plaque.
Let's get this on the works here. What was the biggest adjustment for you coming from Connecticut to Kentucky?
Oof. I'll say it wasn't a huge adjustment. The only thing that made it like a little difficult was because I came in injured my first year. So like being 600 miles from home and you're injured, it kind of isolates you like just by the circumstances of it. But I mean, my roommate was like the best person ever.
Oh, I wonder who that was.
That was
Little slide plug.
Yeah, it was like the best person ever, like the coolest person. Like, she made it really, really easy to, like, forget everything that was going on, like, outside of, like, what I had. And, like, my recovery took about, like, a year, so I started playing again my sophomore year, and, like, that's when, like, all the pieces kind of, like, connected. And I was like, yeah, like, I do kind of like it here. But that first year was definitely, like, rough. Like, I was like, oh, I want to go home, like, every other weekend. But I'm glad I stuck it out, so, yeah.
Greta, how'd your soccer journey unfold?
My parents both played soccer. They love soccer, so we were always playing, always watching soccer on TV. I was a really, like, angry kid, like, playing soccer. Like, I would just go around and just, like, push people. Just red hair everywhere. So, but then I kept playing. I played for Ohio Elite my whole career leading up to EKU. I played center back 1 year. And we lost every single game. But yeah, I was really lucky. Got to travel all over the country playing and ended up here.
There you go. Carmen?
I started when I was 3. I actually hated soccer. I cried before every game. I never wanted to go. But my parents were like, no, you are staying in the sport, and it's going to be soccer. And I was the only one in my family that really even played soccer. Like, I don't have any relatives that are big into it. So grew up doing that, started club randomly because this guy saw me in the rec league and was like, put her in club. My dad was like, all right, I don't know what that means, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I played for LFC, which is now LSC, the big thing now.
Yeah.
And then I actually wanted to go like minimum 6 hours away from home. So I'm from Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, that didn't really work out, did it?
No, it didn't at all. I actually came on a visit here, and I met Matt, and I committed the exact same day, not even an hour later. I was like, I know I want to go here.
Sold.
Yep.
That was not how my recruiting worked.
I didn't even see the campus. Never met Matt before. No idea what it looked like besides, like, here and up.
Yeah, right.
Had you ever heard of EKU?
No.
Rachel, what about you?
I don't think I started till I was like 7 years old. My brother was the first one to start out of all of us. And I was just kind of being a little sister, looking at my big brother. I just wanted to be like him. And at one of his games, I was on the sideline just playing with the ball. And the owner of Javanon, the club in Louisville that I played for, he saw me and he was like, she has a great touch. Like, we gotta.
And she still has a
And
great
we gotta
touch,
get it
so
out.
it never went away. I know.
So yeah, I just started playing for them, and then I was there literally my entire career until the last year. Racing Louisville became a thing, and then all of our teams just dissipated.
Gone?
Like,
Wow, what?
Everyone went to racing, so I was like, okay, I guess I have to if I want to play. So yeah, no, I'm here. Very close to home.
For those that are watching, how important is club? For those that dream of becoming a college soccer player, how important do you think is club ball? Because you hear high school ball, yeah, it's important, but it seems like you really get noticed a lot during club.
It's huge. I mean, I think nowadays, if you want to get recruited, you got to play club. It's where all your exposure is going to come from, especially like even from when we played club. Like, things have changed so much. The talent is insane now.
Yeah, high school for me was just like kind of fun,
Yeah.
like not very serious, but then like club, I mean, we would go to games and have 50 coaches, 50 schools on our sideline, and like that was just crazy because that was so stressful, but
It was.
So you have Cincinnati, basically, Lexington, Louisville, all kind of relatively close. Did your all's paths ever cross before coming to EKU? Did you all ever play against each other?
Were you in the ECNL?
No, I was in the GA League, but I'm also older than them. So I'm an 02, and I was like had to play on the older team because I couldn't play for my 03 team. So I don't think I would have played you guys.
I feel like we might have though.
Did you play up?
Lexington
Yeah.
and Louisville, yeah.
Yeah. If you for Javanon, then
Yeah.
definitely. Because racing wasn't a thing before
Yeah.
I graduated.
Because I
Or not
remember
graduated.
LSU guys were
Yeah.
we lost you guys. Never
Oh.
You did.
And when I hear Westchester in Cincinnati, I think of IKEA and Topgolf. I know you probably
no,
think
that's
of,
right by my
of
house.
Kings Island. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right by my house.
Yeah, I probably hit a couple golf balls into your your backyard.
my backyard. Yeah, thank you for that.
Outside of soccer, what is something you are passionate about? It could be anything.
like a hobby.
Yeah, a
or-
hobby, something you take a lot of interest in.
Me and Rachel are on the leadership team for FCA, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So, and all of us really going out and sharing the gospel with our team and just letting everyone know that they're more than a soccer player and their identity is not found in soccer but in Christ. Like, that is something that is, like, the most important in our lives.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
No other hobbies? No anything?
I like to DIY a lot of stuff. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, you're crafty.
Yeah,
Tiatianna.
yes,
I
very.
I did my nails when I was little.
Don't tell Matt that.
You can see it. Can we cut that out?
Don't. Tati wasn't late. She was actually like
time.
15 minutes early. So no, she was here early.
I helped that out.
Yeah.
So T, you're coming off that senior day. You scored your first career college goal.
Yeah,
What was that like?
I didn't believe it at first.
You were like in the goal.
I was in the goal
Yeah.
because it was like coming, and I was like, I cannot mess this up right now. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna hit it with. So then I just decided to go with the ball into the net.
Whole body.
Yeah. It's like we're both gonna score.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, like it felt like I was in practice. Not gonna lie. And so like I started like jogging back to Hatfield. And Tiana goes, the bench, and I was like, oh shoot, I scored. I ran to the bench. So yeah, it was definitely like unreal, but it was definitely like if I was gonna score in any game, I'm glad it was that one because like my family was there and everything, and like they don't come to every game, so it was kind of like I just planned like I the other team. Like, let me score today.
Let me score, please.
Let me score today, please.
And Carmen, just before that, you had your first goal. What goes through your mind when you score your first goal?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay,
Just
blackout?
blackout.
That's
No.
literally what I was about to say.
Literally.
I completely blacked out. And then after the fact, like, you know, it was right before halftime, so I was like, oh my gosh, like, did this just happen? It's, especially like your senior year, it feels a lot different.
And Rachel, you had the opportunity to play in your hometown. Louisville had the opportunity to play for Bellarmine. Why, in the end, did you choose EKU?
I asked you that just the other day.
Yes.
She said it was way too close to
Yeah,
home.
it's like 5 minutes.
Oh,
from
too
my
close to
house.
home. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really enjoy being home. I love Louisville, but I was like, that's kind of pushing it. Yeah. If I can like walk to campus from my house, like
That's too close.
That's too.
no, yeah.
And Greta, your name's littered all over the record book here, and not to brag or anything, but have you ever allowed yourself to take a look and kind of reflect on some of those milestones? All-time leader in assists, top 10 in points, shots on goals. Have
Really?
You are, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Have you ever allowed yourself a moment to kind of reflect on those?
Clearly not.
Clearly not.
You didn't know it.
I didn't even know that. I knew the assists.
Yeah.
Well, going into last season, I didn't even know that I was like up there, even
Yeah.
about to like break the record. I had no idea. I think it was in DePaul that I actually broke the record, but I mean, it's really cool just to be able to like have a legacy. Not that I wouldn't have a legacy, but have a magnet on the board.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's cool, but like obviously for like assists, like I wouldn't have that record if people hadn't scored off of my passes. But no, it's definitely a team. Sorry.
After this podcast, you're going to do that now, right?
Do what?
Reflect.
Oh yeah, I mean,
You didn't even know.
You already forgot about
I know. It's just like out of my head, but I mean, it's cool, but like, I always wanted to keep going and keep like building on that gap so no one ever comes near that. Anytime someone gets an assist, I'm like, how many do they have? That can't be my record.
This seems like a group that has a lot of skills outside of soccer. Do you all have any hidden talents or anything that you can do really well?
No.
Everybody-
I'm really boring.
They were pretty
No.
I know. We're craft. I like to paint.
Crafty.
Yeah, I feel like we have some really good
T
artists.
can
on
do
our
her
team.
nails.
T does her
Yeah.
nails.
Yeah. Oh, those are nice.
Thank you. They're spooky.
They're
For
spooky.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it really
I think we're
funny.
I don't know.
I think we're just creative.
Yeah.
We have really good ideas. We just can't execute them.
Who is someone that you have looked up to, whether it's in your soccer career, personal career, that you kind of wanted to be like when you were younger, or mold your game or how you go about your personal life?
Bailey Lanter.
Oh,
she used to
Bailey
go here.
Lanter.
Yeah. So I actually have known her since I was 8, and I grew up with her, hung out with her. She's always been like a big sister to me. And then she committed here, and I had just grown up watching her play, and she was always just an amazing soccer player.
High school teammates?
So I transferred to Dunbar the year she left.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't get to
Same school, but
Yeah.
just missed the part. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she's an amazing person off the field, and on the field, every time she's on it, she's leaving everything she has. So growing up with her was a big influence on me in my soccer career.
I'm so happy when she sees that.
I know. Send it to her.
Anybody else?
Professional.
Like, it can be an athlete, or it can be like mom, dad, anybody.
My dad, for sure.
If you want to go just strictly on soccer, it can be an athlete.
I know.
My
I'm trying to
dad
think of
Yeah.
professional.
My dad would have to be mine. My dad.
Your dad?
He didn't play soccer. None of my family played soccer or knew about soccer until I played soccer. But my dad is just he's a busy man like myself. I do a lot of extracurriculars outside of soccer. I'm chapter president of my sorority, and I'm in a bunch of clubs. So I keep myself busy. I get that from my dad. But just the way he kind of handles himself, he gives his all in whatever he's doing when he's doing it, and I think I kind of took that from him. When I started getting kind of busy, because even when I was playing soccer, I did dance and I ran track. So I've always been a jack of all trades. I like to keep myself in a bunch of different things, but yeah, definitely my dad for sure. So.
How do you find time for soccer?
Everything is on a time slot.
So I got here at 3:30.
Rachel, you have anybody that?
I would just say my mom. I feel like it's cliche, but she definitely is my hero. She's the strongest woman I know. Just the way that she loves and just cares for the people around her, no matter what. I aspire to be even half of what she is.
All right, so we got this wheel here. This is one of the most favorite parts of the show here. Each one of y'all will get one spin. We got all sorts of good stuff on here. And then you got to answer it, and if it's karaoke, you got to sing it.
Okay.
Rachel, you want to start us?
Okay. Oh, the weak spin. Can I spin again?
Yeah, spin again.
Okay.
Give it a good strong one.
I think it's favorite ice cream.
Favorite ice cream flavor.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Of course.
But if I had to choose, maybe it's called Gold Medal Ribbon at Baskin Robbins. I don't know if you've had it.
I know what you're talking
It's vanilla, chocolate, and then caramel syrup. It's so good. Yeah, it's my go-to.
Well, that's something, yeah. Of course, it would land on the person that's lactose intolerant.
I know.
Carmen, you want to give it a spin there?
You can just spin for me.
Okay.
If you want.
You may be the designated spinner.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're getting rigged here. You want to do it again?
Yeah.
Give your
I do.
answer.
Yeah.
No, tell your answer. No, you have to say your
Give
answer
your
now.
answer and spin again.
Yeah.
Mint chocolate chip, is my answer.
We had a debate about this before we went on. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. They think it tastes like toothpaste.
It's like toothpaste. I like
Are you
mint
serious?
stuff. I like mint Oreos.
It's
Have you ever had, like
refreshing.
toothpaste or thin mint Oreos? Game changing.
So could
I'll never
you
do it.
eat regular ice cream and then maybe go do the mint chocolate chip to kind of get that fresh mint in your mouth?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I could do it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not picky when it comes to ice cream.
Yeah.
If I have ice
No,
cream in front of me, I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Regardless
Yeah,
of what it is.
Okay, so since we've landed on that one twice, let's do another one. Strangest job you've ever had?
I'm gonna be honest. I've only had one job in my life.
Which was?
I was a host at Brew Burger in Lexington. I guess you could say it was strange. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. It was the best job of all time because I went in at 11:30 and left at 2:30.
Okay.
So, it was a co-op job.
That's
I just
really
did it to get
good.
out of school.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it was nice. Just, some of the people you work with sometimes are just like,
and dealing with hungry people too.
yeah.
Customer service
You
is
had
just...
another job. You were a camp counselor for Matt's Cosmoots.
Oh yeah,
MC soccer
I
camp,
guess
MC
I
soccer
do. I
camp.
work all of the.
We better not say that's
camps.
strange.
This is an advertisement.
Yeah.
Guys,
MC
come
soccer
to
camp.
the camp. MC soccer camps. I'll be there. Yeah, that's a job.
You're strong for that.
That's a lot of kids. That's just a lot.
Yeah.
I love kids, but wow, Monday
And
through
they just run
Friday.
everywhere.
Oh yeah, and I get
And
the,
the
like the
heat.
little group,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like
Mm-mm.
4 to 6 maybe. Yeah, and it's I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. Fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Greta, you want to?
Okay, Rachel,
Give it-
go for me.
Favorite restaurant?
Skyline Chili from Cincinnati.
You were quick on that.
That was so funny. Oh. Okay, since you
I
hated
don't even
on
want to
me.
hear it. Okay, I don't even want to hear it.
I'm
Okay,
gonna hate on you.
Skyline Chili. They just opened one in Richmond. It's phenomenal. I worked there. Yeah, but I smelled like chili all the time, so it was like kind of gross.
Yeah.
But like the food is amazing. I could eat Skyline every day of my life.
I always had that little jingle, stuck in my head.
Skyline time.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, like come on, it's got like Skyline at like a Reds game. Like nothing is more like
What do they call it?
patriotic than. Okay, it's like
You've never heard
it's
of it?
gonna sound weird, but you just have to have it. No, it's only Cincinnati.
Let the Cincinnati natives sing it.
It's like spaghetti and then chili and then cheese.
And lots of it.
Okay.
Lots of cheese. The cheese is amazing, and then they also have like conies, which are like hot dogs with the chili and the cheese.
Okay.
I'll take you. Don't worry, we'll go.
Okay.
Don't look at her. Don't look at her. It's really good. No, it sounds weird, but like you have to have it.
Okay.
You have to try it.
That can be your, for scoring the goal. That can be
Yes,
your
I'll
prize.
buy you
I don't
Skyline.
want
I'll
it.
buy you Skyline. No, I promise it'll be good. You'll love it. But it came down here and people hate on it, and I just can't stand for that slander.
You gotta stand up for your hometown.
I know. I know.
All right, T. You want to,
I'm ready.
Rachel, go for T? Which teammate would you pick to be stuck on a deserted island with?
Kiki.
Why?
Good answer.
Really?
Because she's just as introverted as I am. So I
Okay.
know
But would she like get you
she'll
home?
be on her at. Oh, who said we're going home?
Oh, okay.
If the island is deserted, it's just she'll have her hat, I'll have my hat. We'll build our huts, maybe like a little path in the middle so we can like transport stuff. It'd be amazing. It's phenomenal.
A trade center.
You know, we have our social hour, maybe like some tea or water.
Coconuts.
We have that. We have our social hour. And I know her battery's going to run out before my battery runs out. So then we separate.
Divide and conquer.
That's
Till the
fair.
next
Nope.
day. Kiki, that's
You
the
fucking
option.
played that for a while.
You know, it was an easy pick. I know it wasn't any of this.
You didn't answer.
Hey, come on.
You didn't answer as fast as Greta, but it was pretty quick.
Okay, it wasn't that. I couldn't live on an island with Rachel. You bullied me.
Oh my gosh.
Today,
She starts it.
You bullied me today. You know.
And I was right.
You know what you
I was right. We'll talk about it after.
Okay. I'm not talking about it. I don't want to bring up my trauma.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for taking some time out. It's really good to talk to you all and get to know you a little bit more. And best of luck. 3 regular season games remaining. Hard to believe. But keep up this momentum and hopefully a deep postseason run. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
All right. That is EKU Women's Soccer here on the Kickin' It with the Colonels podcast. I'm Wes Chandler, and thanks so much for tuning us in. Until next time, you've been Kicking It with the Colonels.